So, hi, I'm Janne Storm, and yeah, be told this is part of my master's work, which is by sonification. It changed actually.
Ah, it was audification before.
It was.
Now it's sonification.
And I changed it.
Okay.
Yeah. And my work is a bit of a cross between interactive installation and instrument. I've done it with Max MSP, and yeah, I'm terrible at doing slides also. And yeah, sonification. What is sonification? It can be. It's a broad term. It can be like the sonar does, or it can be there have been like you can map MIDI notes to stock market changes. Basically, not to visualize, to present data with audio. Basically, there are many means for doing it, and yeah, and with this patch of project, I have tried to come up with the ways to visualize data, not visualize, to sonify data that is, yeah. With the patch that I'm showing now, it's still pretty much a prototype version. And I have there a few different datasets that I'm going to show. One is a neural electromyography from neuropathy patients. There's some sleep telemetry and some meteorological data from some kind of data, and also some planetary coordinates that I have mapped and tried to present them in audible way. There are some others as well, those are examples. And I use a bit of a mix of a few different synthesis methods. One is audification, that is a form of sonification, which basically means that you take the data as it is and play it back as if it was a sample, really. And it also incorporates some FF transformations that are used to try to extract tonal information from the data and kind of emphasize the tonality. And I also use a bank of oscillators that are driven with the data. So the oscillators take the tonal information from the FFT and try to interpret the pitch and use that to drive the pitch of the oscillators and also the pulse of the oscillators. And then you can basically manipulate those with certain parameters. And one of the main points for me actually has been to create an interface, because at least for me, all this kind of thing feels quite abstract. And I want to do an interactive installation or instrument, I want it to be, the interface to be as simple as possible. So I tried to take away all the knobs and buttons and text and just create an interface that you could use without actually knowing what you are doing. And for that, Hugh Sheehan, who is an alumni from our department and a wonderful guy, he gave this sort of a masterclass to us in which he used this old game controller, which is for golf games. And it's this box on the ground, and it has two strings that you can use to control 6 parameters at once with your gestures, and it was just wonderful. I fell in love with it. I borrowed one from Hugh, and when I took it back, I instantly went to Amazon and ordered my own. And it was a real bargain, and unfortunately what I got was this. So if anyone has an Xbox, just please grab a copy. Might be fun, I don't know. So for this presentation I have to do with the next best thing, which is just this one. But actually this was quite fun to map, because with these you really don't need to know what you're doing. Just press the buttons and play. So and I also want to give some credits for the oscilloscope of the patch. I used parts of patch by Katsuhiro Chiba, and for FFTs I have used the external BB stretch by Walter Byrne, and for pitch tracking I have used the ZSA library by Michael Watt and Emmanuel Jordan. And so without further explanations, so this is pretty much the patch over there. And so the big black box is the oscilloscope, and above it is the data set. That one is the neural EMG data. And it's put into a buffer and it's displayed as a WAV file there. And on top of it you see the start time and end time. They are like the time frame or the length of the section displayed. And the length is measured in seconds, and since the datasets can go quite big, the biggest are like 500 years, so I thought that the easiest way to comprehend is to display the length as a calendar date, so it's easier to understand. In the middle calendar there is the playhead where we are at any given moment. And on top of those there are the box called octave shift, which is you can, with this patch you can shift the octave pitch or playback rate in octaves only, because I kind of feel like it retains more relation to reality than it's only in octaves. And the box there just say that what is the speed in relation to real time. And on there's some description about what the dataset is about. And so, but yeah, that's, if you play, should play something. Just have to see if, the modification part, it just plays the sample. And then you can browse the datasets here, so there are different kind of things. Some of them are still, as I said, this is pretty much a prototype yet, so some of them are still just placeholder files. So now we changed to different datasets, and also now we moved also 5 octaves up, so it's now the 32 times the real time. And then the FFT part comes, you can kind of try to get the journal information out of that. You don't really see anything. And although with such a slow speed, this such a slow speed, this doesn't really get any real tonality. But as you see, the data is still quite vibrating, let's say. So when you speed up, you might get some pitch out of it. So this is the FFT part, and you can kind of manipulate it with the controller of this. And then you can also you have the oscillators that try to interpret the pitch as well. They don't always do a very good job, but and you can also manipulate the oscillators envelopes. Yes. And those pulses are also derived from the same pitch, so the pitch is taken from the FFT and the pulse is the same pitch transposed way down. So it comes. And then you can just and the oscilloscope is it's a mixture of basically a 6-channel oscilloscope. So all the oscillators go to a different channel, and they have a slight left stereo chorus there, which makes a nice round shapes. And then there's also one channel that has the whole stereo mix. Yeah. And if I show some more data sets here, then we have this sleep telemetry, which was like this. So this is just a person sleeping. I want to think about it, having some dream that. Yeah, at this point the time frame is about 9 hours of data on that one. And we go to the next data set. This is already you can go 7 days of stuff. This is some medical data from a patient, blood pressure. And when I played around with this patch, what is actually been really enjoyable is that I never really get the same results twice. Even when I have these controls, I always during the night get something cool out of it and never get it again. But yeah, and then I have the climate datasets. I'm planning to put more datasets and also to be a bit more precise about what kind of datasets I put. So yeah, let's zoom out to the climate data. Yeah, that note that we're hearing is actually the day and night cycle of the Earth, since the temperature going up and down. You can actually see the day and night in the data, which are those small variations.
5 minutes then.
Okay, it's about G nodes there. Okay, and then if I zoom out even more, you can go to the planetary data, which is yeah, this is and let's go even further for the whole solar system. So Well, just 6 of them, because I only have 6 oscillators at the moment. And you can also use the oscillators to give you a signal every time they make a one circle. So you get kind of this sequence around them. When you go. Also, if you go fast enough, you can get really trippy. And yeah, of course, you'll also get the pitch of the planets themselves. And since this is a heretical sound symposium, I just wanted to show you this one more thing, which is if we zoom into Uranus. I tried to figure out how to say it without turning dirty. I noticed that the orbits of the moons are quite off. They shouldn't be like that. They should be round, and the one is going the wrong way, and I think. And at first I thought that it's because I've mapped them wrong, but then I realized that since NASA has taken the measurements once a day, and the inner moon's orbits are quite fast. They are just like a few days, so there's a quantization happening. And at first I thought that, oh damn, okay, it's just a glitch. But then I thought that since it's taken once a day, it's actually quite a cool glitch, because then it's synced to us. And if you speed it up enough, it does this. Which I think is pretty damn heretical. Yeah. And then of course we can go back to that.
We can go back to sleep.
Yeah, but
have you showed this to NASA yet?
No, I approached Scientology first.
Next one is
Who pays more?
Yeah. Oh, definitely, yeah. But yeah, that's about it. Yeah.
Thanks, Janne. It's turned into a very exciting master's project, very performative. Yeah, but we already more or less were already going into the questions before you'd even finished. So please, let's have some questions.
Please go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very nice stuff. I would love to try it out actually in my own work. I'm
Oh.
inspired by this kind of like random kind of sounds and all
Cool.
kinds of things. But I was wondering about how are you going to develop it as a standalone application or as a plugin or as an app or something like that?
That's a good question, really. Maybe a standalone application. Although I have been using it inside Live because I only have the Max for Live editor at the moment, but I think I'm going for the standalone application, yeah.
Are the
Miikka?
oscillators like fixed, so they produce some certain kind of sound?
No, they are actually it based on the noisiness of the signal. So the noisier the FFT, then it goes from sine to square root. So,
Yeah. My name is Sobra.
Yep.
And I was wondering, what is the format of the data? You have one line RI or what is it, like a
the data is in buffers. Buffers in Max for the most part it's just a one channel buffer, but for the planets it has a two X and Y coordinates.
the user can later upload
their own
these.
data. Oh yeah, I'm actually kind of built that in that sense that you can basically just if you put there a folder and the folder name has the sample rate, then it would sync it to the same timeline. Yeah, but that's one thing that I'm really been thinking about. It could be expansive.
So if I wanted to import some data, let's say I have, I don't know, I measure the temperature in my room or something,
Yeah.
I would have to convert it to an audio file and and I could
Yeah.
import
Yeah.
it somehow. Or I make this folder structure that,
You have to convert, at the moment you have to convert it to audio file.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah, okay, yeah.
From
And then
-1 to 1.
put the folder there and just
Mhm.
tell the patch to that this is the folder.
Hi.
Yeah, hi.
I just want to mention that it's very nice how you do the transitions, because I think
Oh, thank
that's
you.
always something that is very difficult
Yeah.
to make the transitions nice, and they work very well. So,
Yeah, and I've actually thought about that a bit because I feel like that I have difficulties, and I think many people have difficulties in understanding exponential growth. But then when you listen to audio, in your ears you kind of have this exponential to linear converter. That, you know, it's easy to understand that, okay, 1 octave, 2 octave, 3 octaves. Even though with the patch, if you go from this set to, let's say, this set, you're already like a million times the last one. But then when you listen to it, it kind of makes sense. Like, pew, okay, is that? So that's, I think that it's kind of helps to understand large scales.
Is that Planet Data, how long is that? I mean, is that a big sound file, or is it just...
How long is it? Well, one sample is 1 day, so
Okay.
they are about 500 years, but it's not really that. The sound file is not that big.
So, but just in minutes, I mean...
Well, I mean, 1 second has 44,100 days. So.
Yeah, okay.
Keyboard boy.
Any more questions? Okay, well then, thank you once again. Yeah.